Hello and welcome to episode 10 of Planet Coaster. Today is the mostly finishing, of the Haunted Mansion. Because there are some bits that I'm probably going to go ahead and mess with later. But like, listen. It's too deep. We're in too deep now. Alright. So, starting off, now we're out into the outside with very, very large air quotes over that. Portion of the dark ride. I wanted to... Originally, this ride was going to have 4 rooms, but I'm not very good at planning things out, so this is the, 6th room? Yeah, 6 out of, the 8 rooms I now have. Things got out of hand quickly when I realized how close I was to the walkway. But whatever. So, I'm building a graveyard. I'm building a little crypt right here with a spooky ghost that comes out of it. And, man, it feels so nice to no longer have to try my hardest to do interiors, and just be able to just slap down trees and bushes and rocks randomly, and just have it end up good in the end somehow, always. It's so much easier. Yeah, so, this entire episode is kind of basically the improv episode, Planet Coaster, because let me tell you, everything that could go wrong did go wrong, and everything that has gone wrong continued to go wrong, as I tried my best to fix the issues. But finally putting down gravestones, wow. Yeah, on the, other side of this graveyard, you can see that little slope where it goes up. Oh, was that pain. Alright. Anywho, I put down some of those little tombs. I thought it'd be cool to have it open. It's like, ooh, someone left. Ooh. Whoa. And there's meant to be a little puff of smoke that comes out of it, but I messed up and made it go too late. And so there's just kind of a noise that appears, which is like, same thing. Yeah. I put a big spider over. Yeah, I changed around the lights just to make each area a little bit different. Over here, I gave it this really pale blue. Looks like real ghostly and ghastly and supernaturally. Continuing with the roots. You know, I kind of, when I was done with this, I'd look back through the entire thing, and man, did this entire mansion's style just kind of change halfway through. The front has entirely, alive, vines, and, I did not stay that way. There's also, I put a scarecrow out front, just oh, well, just another decoration, you know? It is not another decoration. Alright, continuing on with lights. Let me just say, it's I have 300 hours in this game, and let me tell you, most of that was spent doing exteriors. Oh yeah, here, you can see what I mean by pain. Stairs was just too funky looking, so I tried to make a custom one, sort of ramp slope. That was also pain to do. It didn't end up looking too terrible, but if, in just real life, someone out there actually went and designed a house this poorly, they deserve to be drawn and quartered on the spot. Now, okay, I know that means that since I'm the one who designed this place, I would get that, but you know what? I would kind of deserve it after this. Because, just out of complete desperation, I had to go over the entire ride and do this door thing. It's a mess. Yeah. And it's this little just weird pocket of space. I had to go ahead and fill it in with some rocks. But okay, back to me not making poor decisions. I made a little plaza sort of area around this really big dead tree. And I know I was kind of done with having murders, but let's just say Pumpkin Ghoul got another one on the way out. Oh yeah, that's gonna rake up the insurance rates, I'll tell you what. Yeah, I like stuck a bunch of like the dead trees together, just because like the normal biggest dead tree I already used like 20 times, and you know I wanted to make it be like, whoa, it's big, it's massive. What's going on over there? Yeah, I wanted to put down some benches, but I couldn't get the paths to work, so I just put down just normal chair, well, rocking chair. Yeah, I put a little archway there too. And I was at first just gonna use like color lights like everywhere, but I just put it on white, and like it's this really like neat little contrast. And I really liked it, so I kept it. I don't really plan things out that much, by the way. Yeah, then on to just speed running this corner because there's nothing going to be there, but I kind of have to have something over there. So just throw around roots and dead trees and Crestwood bush 4 because they look like dead bushes. And then I want to have like a little Easter egg for like any rider who would be paying attention. You could is that you would be able to see the Pumpkin Ghoul watching you. I believe, well, okay, he technically appears 4 times. There's, of course, the main appearance. There's that one. There's another appearance right near the very end, and I switch out the scarecrow in the front to also look like him. It's kind of a recurring character, you know. And now, this area. Now, you see, out there, that could be forgiven. But I had this really awkward little area that I had to put something in, but didn't have the space to actually put anything really in. So I may have just kind of punched a hole through the wall and just made just the most just pointless, stupid, dumb hallway that could ever be conceived. Where does it go? Nowhere. Nowhere at all. It's just a dead end. But I guess I could make the excuse that's a storage closet that just wasn't being used. So yeah, that's the excuse now. If you don't like it, then cope. Yeah. Just kind of continue. I really don't know why I put so much detail into this room since it's nigh impossible to see. But hey, that's me. Yeah. That's what's happening right now. I don't have anything to commentate on. And we're finally out of that hallway. Alright. So the original plan was 4 rooms. I already said before, but the final room, well, I didn't actually originally have this whole thing planned out when I started, but I got the 4th room's idea from this one, like, my very first subscriber who wasn't a person I know in real life. They went ahead and recommended a, like, Billy and Mandy coaster, where you get, like, eaten by a spider from that show. And while I couldn't fit that in, I still think it was kind of a neat idea, and I was going to do it at first, but then I kind of realized that's entirely impossible. But I like the idea of having a spider area, so it kind of eventually morphed itself into this. And I just kind of slammed cobwebs everywhere. And then spiders everywhere, as that's where spiders are. And oh yeah, and then next up is probably the most obvious indicator that I kinda had to do a little bit of funkiness. I had to get this all the way back to the, like, what's it, like, coaster station? And there's just a really just uncomfortably long hallway of complete blackness. It's like, the original intent was like you'd look down, you see the Pumpkin Ghoul and be like, oh god, we're coming towards it, we can't stop. But I couldn't get him any lower, so you just kind of see just green at the end, and it's just like, what's going on over there? So, sacrifices had to be made for the sake of the rest of the ride. And because we were already in too deep. Yeah, I decided at the very end... Oh wait, before that. Since I couldn't actually do what that one YouTube commenter recommended, I did decide, though, to do a little homage to him. I tried to recreate the Jeff the Spider from the show, but I couldn't really find anything that was happy, so I just went ahead and recreated the pattern on him. And because I can't recolor the spider, I give it a purple light on it, so that way it at least kind of looks like it's purple. Now back to this room, though. First of all, before you judge me for it looking like garbage, the purple walls are not staying; they're gonna get covered up. Yeah, it would look very bad otherwise. They decided, like, at the very end, you know, been through spooks, through scares, through squares. You deserve a little rest. And so the final room, after, you know, just seeing the Pumpkin Ghoul for the last time, it's nothing. It's just a normal room. There's no spooky thing. There's no sword through a skeleton. There's no fire. It's just normal. Nothing. And you know what? As someone who is not that great someone who's not that good with horror things, I would appreciate it very much. Yeah, I went ahead, I looked over at like the one ride in the queue, and I just kind of copied what I did over there and just changed the color palette just a little bit. And here's where the finally changed the walls look. See, it's far better, even if it does look like the wallpaper of like a house that was made in the 60s. Yeah, and there's just a little fireplace with some little chairs. You thought it was done. Nope, there's a pumpkin hiding in the fireplace. I wanted to put that as a statue because I got reminded of the movie Citizen Kane, and it kind of reminded me of this place because it's a lot of very large rooms with little to nothing in them, and there's statues in there, but there wasn't any statue small enough, which is ironic for what was there. Oh yeah, I realized how much litter was outside, and I kind of freaked out for a second. Yeah, and then I switched out the scarecrow out front to look like Pumpkin Ghoul, just made him not green, so I'd be like trying to keep it on he's trying to be very stealthy. He's barely even there, you know. Wouldn't even notice him. Yeah, and then I went through and fixed to make sure that there was nothing off with the additions I was making. Then I went to go. My plan was to have, like, as you go across that hallway, as you go like right behind you, like fire starts, like green fire starts like starting, and you'd be like, uh-oh. But here's the problem. I kind of gave up because for some reason all the triggers were spawning at the start of the ride and not right in front of the last one. So it was just kind of a lot of not fun. And you know what? Besides that, you can barely even notice it anyway. Then I had to go ahead and mess around with the like coaster turning and basically just made it turn around to anything cool happening, anything spooky happening. Made it focus on whatever needed to be focused. Yeah. Then went through and checked out the latest last editions. Made sure it was all good. Went ahead and add the entrance and exit just because. Recolored some things. And then added the music. And it was over. Right, here's some shots of it. This is the little graveyard area right next to the crypt. Little red pumpkin spider area. The higher insurance rate man. The spider room with that guy's name. He's Jeff. And the final Pumpkin Ghoul appearance. And lastly is showing off the entirety of the queue and ride. And I'll let it speak for itself. And so that was the Haunted Mansion. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please like and subscribe. Yeah.